Welcome to another edition of Saving Democracy. Tonight I'd like to talk about, or revisit, I should say, the Parkland shooting that happened not far from here. I did do an audio-only version of this, but I feel that in light of some of the things that have transpired over the last couple of days, I wanted to revisit it. One of the things that I think is very important that's happening right now is that the children are becoming more of the activists. I hope that the adults will stay out of this. I'm by no means going to use this. I'm only using this to try to get some information out and start some type of a debate. But I love that the children that not only were at that school, but at other schools are taking action, whether it be the walkouts, the event planned in Washington. And I will be putting up, the information on this video, where you can go and, people that you can reach out to if you want to get involved with that. The other thing is, I want to address some of the things that our president is doing in regards to, I guess, trying to protect our children from the next mass shooting. Now, I'm not just going to point the finger at this president. Again, I'm going to be very fair. All presidents have failed when it comes to gun control. Now, again, like I said, I don't want to come after your guns. That's not what I mean. But we do have to have a discussion about, what we're going to do with guns. I'm not going to make that the topic of this. The topic of this needs to be more of the actions of our president in the aftermath of a tragedy. In the respect that a leader is someone who will come out and console and try to bring a group of people together. That is, great. Every great leader has been able to do that. Whether it be presidents, whether it be a general on the battlefield, whether it be, a police officer with his fellow officers. I mean, this is something that goes beyond politics. I mean, it's just a fact that if you are going to be a good leader, you have to be able to bring people together. And when there's a problem or a tragedy, you have to be the person that kind of guides these people through the tragedy and helps them. This president has, zero capacity to console anybody. And I think the reason is that unless it's happening to him, he really doesn't care. And that's the only way I see it. Everybody that tunes in or watches my channel knows pretty much I'm pretty much not a big fan of Donald Trump's. But I have never been a fan of Donald Trump's, way before he became president. I just feel like a president should be the person that comes out maybe after the day or the day of, gives an address to the nation that's heartfelt, something that, at least helps with what's transpired. I mean, you're never going to be able to console a parent who's lost their child. That's impossible. It's not what I'm asking him to do. What I am asking him to do, though, is the best he can possibly do. And I think if you look at what he's doing, it is the best at what he can do, which is not a lot. He's just not he's not a leader. I mean, leaders don't divide people. And this nation is divided, and that's a whole nother segment. Um, but what I really want to focus on is I want to focus on right now there is a opportunity for these children to change the dialogue in regards to gun control. We have been trying since Columbine, basically, to have a rational conversation regarding gun control. And it's never happened. And now we have these students who are brave enough to go out there and challenge, these, and the president, quite frankly, and threaten with the vote. And I got to tell you, it's a great strategy. If any of you are tuning in that are part of that movement, keep it up, because the vote is what's going to take these people out. And there is changes needed. We need to have a better conversation when it comes to gun control. We just can't keep saying, it's not guns that kill people, it's people that kill people. That argument, I mean, it's used over and over again. But the fact is, this person in particular shouldn't even have been able to get this gun, and he got it legally, which is just bizarre. But that's a whole nother conversation. What I want to do is I want to lift the children up, and I want to send a message out to them saying, keep doing what you're doing. You've got the nation's attention. You've got all the major networks picking you up. Probably not Fox News, but whatever. Who cares? Just keep doing what you're doing, because people are listening, and children's voices are much better received than the adults. We are the ones that have made the mess, and unfortunately you're going to have to clean it up. And there's a lot of mess to be cleaned up. It's not just gun control. There's a lot of other issues, but right now you've got to focus on what you're focusing on, which is getting some type of gun legislation put into place. And I wouldn't I would caution you on this. I wouldn't settle for anything less than an assault weapon ban. There is just no reason for a civilian to have an assault weapon. Also, the fact that someone who can't even buy a beer can buy an assault rifle, it's a little bizarre. I mean, that is insane in itself. But this is the NRA's problems. This is all these congressmen and senators that are taking millions and millions of dollars in donations. And on this video, I'm going to put up the names of the senators, your congressmen, president, whoever's taking money from the NRA is going to be put up on this video. And you're going to see it scrolling, and how much they're taking and what their grade is. The NRA basically gives these people a grade based on how they vote on gun control. So, do you want to have a situation where you guys have the nation's attention right now so you can change what's happening? Now, do I think that, everything will get perfect? No, I don't. But I do think that you can make headway, more headway than we've ever made as adults. And we've tried multiple times to get this done over and over again. Every time there's a mass shooting, we have this conversation, and then it goes away. But you guys are keeping it up. And the thing is that's really, that I feel is profound, is the walkouts. Walkouts are great. Listen, I heard some rumors that, some teachers were saying, if students walk out on such and such date, they're going to get a referral. I can tell you, I told my son, walk out. I don't care. Let them give you a referral. This is more important. What's happening right now is not okay. And what you guys are doing is okay and is great. And it's part of a movement that's going to happen if you continue with it. But like other movements, you've got to stay with it. That's the key to this whole thing. You have to have leadership. You have to have someone that stays out there, that puts out a clear message. You can't have multiple people talking to the media here and there. Pick one person who's really good at talking to them and let them talk. And then numbers. Get your friends, your cousins, your uncles, your parents. Everybody should be involved. I look at these, vigils, and the vigils are great. They are. But the vigils need to grow to thousands. And then it needs to be like 10,000 strong. And you guys will get your voices heard no matter what. So I'm hoping that anybody that watches this will see the links that I'm going to put in here to go to. There's some really good people that are on Twitter, and I'm not on Facebook, unfortunately, but any Twitter and Instagram pages I can send, or web pages, I will definitely put on the video. I just refuse to go back on Facebook. But like I said, I think if you are an adult and you have a child, talk to your child about what's happening right now. Encourage them to get involved. Even the simplest thing, they don't have to pretty much do anything. Have them do a walkout, or write a letter to their senator. This is a time where for once we may be able to help these kids and get them a safer place to go to. I tell you, one of the things that I would not back down on, there is no way that there shouldn't be metal detectors at every single doorway to a school. We can afford to do it when the Super Bowl comes around. We can afford to do it for sporting events. We can certainly afford to do it for our children. There's the money's there. Don't let them, don't let them BS you. The money's there. They just don't want to give it to you. You know what I say? Build one less football field or one less baseball field, okay, and put in the metal detectors at all entrances. That's a start. I think children would feel much safer knowing that at least the person's not going to be able to just walk in with any kind of a weapon. And then, hopefully we can change, the gun laws in Washington. But I just want to say that I'm proud. I'm proud that this generation, young generation, is finally waking up on something. And, I know that there's been other movements and stuff like that, but it's been more of like a social media kind of thing. That's not going to work. It's got to be in the streets. You have to be grassroots. You have to be out there. They have to see you. They have to know you're real. You exist. You're not just a Twitter handle. That means you guys got to start organizing demonstrations, maybe at schools. It's just come up with the ideas. You guys are on the right track. Just don't get sidetracked. And watch out for mainstream media, because they're going to try to spin it and make you look like a fool. They're going to find the person who doesn't speak properly and they're going to put them on. So be careful when you're talking to mainstream media. the best thing you can possibly do is grab people that are coming in off the street or that are around where you're having your demonstration and talking one-on-one and face-to-face with people. That's the way you're going to get your message across. And then social media will spread it. It'll do its own thing. So anyways, I'm going to put some links in here, and I hope you guys do enjoy this channel. You know, we're going to continue to make videos. Like I said, I'm just really proud of the children that are out there, and you know, my heart breaks for the families that lost, needlessly lost their children, and the teachers that were senselessly murdered. Let's keep this going. Let's help our children. Good night.